Boom! Release the Gremlins for Six. Ba 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 ba. Yo yo yo! Welcome in. Much love. Trav here. Just got done with Friday Night Magic, and yeah, this is the series where I show you what I drafted and walk you through the picks, and so on. This draft was from exactly 1 week ago, so my memory is a little bit hazy on some parts, but I hope that you learn from this, those of you who want to level up your limited game. Maybe you find it just entertaining for some sick, twisted reason. If so, let me know. And let's dive in. Yeah, draft. Again, I just like to meet with real human beings and play Magic. Ideally, the solo Magic Online thing is not that fun. I'll do it for testing for tournaments, and I still prefer if I have a friend with me. I really grew up doing that with my brother a whole lot, but once we were able to play in person more, that's what we did. At least that's what I did. So, nah, that's not true. I did stream for a long time, but I just got sick of it. I like humans. My other YouTube channel talk a lot about making good lifestyle, making a good life, and I think a key to it is community and real humans. So the Magic community has been very important for me throughout my life, and I doubled down on that shit. So here I am bringing you a sweet vid. Pick one, pack one. I have no idea what it was. We'll talk about picks and take you through the games. Pick one, pack one. I don't remember at all. I think it was Scrounging Bandar from a weak pack. I'll go in green whenever possible in this format because it's incredibly deep and can support 4 green players. So, I mean, obviously, I don't remember exactly what happened with the green, but I've got 3 Druids, 2 Bandars. That's a lot of Primo 2-drops. I've got a Prey Upon, 3 High Spires, 2 Lifecrafts, and Herder, a Monstrous Onslaught. I think maybe I first picked this. Whatever happened, green was really fucking open. And I think it's very important, again, we talk about this, pick what the table gives you. So if these are tabling, pick them and move in. Forget your first early picks, unless it's an insane bomb, which you can splash, which we'll talk about, but pick and play what's open. Not what your neighbors is open to them, but what is open to the table. That's a huge thing that will take your draft to the next level. Forget what your neighbors are doing. Think about what the table is doing. Table is light on green drafters, for sure. How else would I get so much? Pick of the draft. 3rd pick, release the Gremlins. Jamil, who we'll talk about later, who had his Gremlins released, passed me this, and he beat me. This is last week. He beat me tonight. Very close game 3, so a little bit tilted by that still, but I'm going to pick on him with Release the Gremlins here. Pack 3, and this card is insane. It's just insane. Pack 3, yeah, I got a late Outland Boar. It's like, sure, I'll be red. Makes sense to be red. You're getting Harness, Tampering, Reprisal, Release, Shock, Sweatworks, Lathnu Sailback, Spontaneous Artist. There's just so much good here. Pack 3, I opened a Long Tusk Cub and a Renegade Freighter and a Thriving Rhino. I took the Freighter and tabled the Rhino and then got past another Cub. It was really good. Well, whatever. I only have 1 rare in this deck, so it's not that good a deck. It's fine. I think I did well with what I was given. So one key to improving the quality of your deck is selectively tabling cards. Is Cub better than Freighter? Maybe Freighter's better, but let's say Cub is better. It still may be correct to take Freighter there because I know green is underdrafted. If I take Freighter, there's 2 green cards, 2 Primo green cards. I have a chance of tabling one, and I did. I got it back 9th. So if there's like 1 red card and 3 green cards, and I'm green and red, I'll almost always take the red card, even if the red card is a drop-off, because I'm going to get 2 picks out of this now. Right? Play for the tables. So I didn't play Shock here. It's close. You can only play so much removal. I've got Gremlins, Onslaught, Reprisal, Tampering, Harnessed. I have so much. You could play Shock, it's whatever. Few key things here. One is Whirler Maker. Actually, it was not in my main deck. And we'll talk about the matches. It was a 2nd High Spire Infusion. But this was good in every matchup, which we'll talk about. And I think this is just a main deck card always. It's really good. Last key is I'm playing 16 lands, 3 Cowls. Is that too much? I should probably It's hard to say. Like, yes, it is. It's more mana than I want. But what should I play instead? Should I, like, these on curve win so many games. It could be a shock. I don't really like 15 lands. Like, mountain for a shock with 15 lands is possible. Or cutting one druid for, like, a 5 drop is possible. That's the one thing that I'm not sure and would argue. It's close. And possibly cost me the finals because I flooded. And this is a deck that's going to flood. I have no mana sinks, right? This is what I talk about, taking 100% irrational responsibility of your results, which not everyone gets. Is like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just flood, but this deck is prone to flood. This deck is not prone to mana screw. It's prone to flood. So there's things I could have done to prevent that. All right, so round one. An interesting thing is there was 2 Dreadnoughts and 2 Siege mods and an Aerial mod going around. So round 1, my opponent goes turn 1, Dreadnought, turn 2, Dreadnought, turn 3, Siege mod the Dreadnought, attack me for 10. I had a turn 2 Cub, and I have Cub and Harness Lightning, so my game plan is to connect 4 times and then harness him out. He has no follow-up. So I've got to keep chump blocking. When I finally go to harness during his upkeep, he tanks for ages, then plays a pump spell and kills me. Really fucking annoying. If you want to make people salty, tank on things that absolutely blow them out. Go into the tank for ages, and then come out and crush them. Although I could have won that game, and I always want to look for things you could have done better, whether you win or lose. If I had just moved all in on pumping the Cub, I actually would have got there. The next 2 games, Reality Struck. I've got Tampering, and I've got... Oh, I think I didn't take a Natural Obsolescence during the draft. I sided in Wily Bandar and Whirler Maker, I think, because both of these can make a bunch of 1/1s, or basically deal with the 10 no trample. And I think I blew it. I Gremlins at one game and then made 1/1s in the other. Second round, I went up against Jamil, who passed me Gremlins third. And long story short, I released his Gremlins for 6 Gremlins. 3 in the first game, 3 in the second game. Third game, I blew up a Heart of Kirin. I sided in Whirler Maker because it's good against Heart of Kirin. It's like, you don't want to be doing that turn 4, but you can take some hits or late game if you have 3 or 4 Thopters out. You just don't care much about Heart. Round 3. And that was a game where I was stuck on red for the longest time, and that match finally drew the red to make a 6-for-1, 12-for-1. But that's why I didn't want to cut a mountain for a shock. I didn't want to cut a forest because you really need green to do anything, so tough call here. And then in round 3, I went up against a 4 Aether Poisoner, 1 Gifted Aetherborn, and then the black one, return an artifact, draw a card deck. You can see I don't have a lot of ways to get through that. It just trades with all my shit. So that sucks. I won one of the games. I'm missing my 3rd land drop. And again, Whirler Maker is like, alright, if there's a bunch of 1/1 Death Touchers, I should make 1/1 flyers. Didn't draw at game 3 and flooded out. And that brings me back to like, I'm really not sure. Maybe it should have been like... The problem is... I don't think changing a 1/3 for a 5/4 would really change it. It's not, again, I think it's not necessarily correct. Like, this might have been correct, but it's correct to be like, what did I do wrong? Take responsibility. So, if you're following 2-1 this week and 2-1 the last week, it's not great. 4-2. It's actually I'm doing worse at the local F&M than on the Pro Tour. I've ran good on the Pro Tour this year. And maybe the last 2 drafts I haven't done so well. I think I won like the last 3 or 4 drafts I did before that. Anyways, give me a thumbs up if you like this series. I'll do more of it. For those of you who are obsessed with Limited and want to get way better, way faster, then you should know I do Limited coaching. We've got a group. You can post all your drafts, screenshots, some video. Here's my deck. What do you think? What do you think about this pick or whatever? We'll get you feedback, me and some other pros. We'll level you up way faster. Not free. And even if you have the money, you can't necessarily join if you have a bad attitude, if you're emotionally unstable, if you're not preparing for anything, you have no tournaments, you've never played in a tournament, probably not for you. It's for those of you who want to get somewhere with Limited. You have to have a reason or it's just not it's not worth it, And I think the reason is like if you're playing PTQs or GPs or something like that, you have a goal somewhere to qualify for the Pro Tour. You don't want to make it to the Pro Tour and be like, all right, I'm not good at limited, now I need to start learning limited. You want to be very good at limited when you get there. If you're good at limited, you don't have to spend that much time on it. You can spend more time on constructed. I mean, I'm 10-1-1 this year on the Pro Tour draft. I spent significantly less time than constructed. It takes less time because I've done so many drafts in the past. So that's helpful. And then for those of you who are preparing for the Pro Tour, we do well in draft. We also have Donald Smith in here, who is 10-2 on the Pro Tour this year in draft. And me and him and some other people have a group when the set comes out where we evaluate things and we work on the features of the format and so on. So we do have that also. Hope you find this video, and for those of you, the application below, MTG Mastermind, we'll talk. And then for everybody else, thank you so much. Much love. See you in the comments. Magic for good.